Imagine waking up one morning, and your life savings, your house, your investments, even your retirement fund are suddenly worth half as much. And nobody told you why. A shadowy financial reset just happened, and you didn't see it coming. That's not a dystopian movie pitch. Some are warning it could be our new reality if claims about a secret crypto reset engineered by the world's most powerful nation turn out to be true. Today, we dive deep into a bold, controversial theory that the United States is planning a €37 trillion crypto reset using stablecoins, Bitcoin, and digital finance to quietly, elegantly devalue its national debt and redistribute that loss globally. Is it conspiracy? Is it clever policy? Or is it just smoke and mirrors? Let's unravel this. Stay with me, because what this could mean for your money might be bigger than any central bank or Wall Street whisper. To begin, here's where we are. The US national debt is gargantuan. It's crossing into the tens of trillions of euros. At a recent forum, Anton Kobyukov, a senior advisor to Russian President Putin, made a startling claim. He said the US is secretly preparing to shift its mountain of debt into a digital realm, namely, stablecoins and other crypto vehicles, in order to devalue it and essentially reset the burden. In his view, this is not just about financial engineering, it's rewriting the rules of the global monetary game. He warned, they intend to migrate debt into stablecoins, devalue it, and start from scratch. In essence, shift the debt off the ledger, spread the loss across global holders, and then rebuild with a reset baseline. The risk doesn't stay in US balance sheets, it spills over into everyone's portfolios. Skeptics abound, as they should. Critics point out that debt contracts, legal frameworks, and international agreements don't vanish simply because we digitize something. But the alleged plan is fascinating precisely because it blends complexity, subtlety, and possibility with plausible deniability built in. Okay, here's where things get technical, but I'll walk you through it gently, like a friend explaining a trick. Step A. Issue US debt in digital format. The idea is to gradually migrate treasury bonds and IOUs into digital, on-chain representations. These could be USD-pegged stablecoins or tokenized debt instruments. Once this happens, the debt lives in the crypto world, programmable, divisible, instant to move, and perhaps subject to algorithmic rules of issuance and burn. Step B. Controlled inflation or devaluation. With the debt now in a controllable digital realm, devaluation becomes a tool. The system could gradually inflate the value of the stablecoin, reduce the real burden of debt, or strategically burn portions of the liability. Because it's digital, these adjustments could happen under the hood, with minimal public uproar. Step C. Offload the cost globally. Here's the key. The impact of devaluation, the hidden tax, is borne by the holders of that debt. Foreign governments, investors, pension funds, essentially, the global community. Step D. Reissue fresh baseline debt. Once the old debt is devalued, a new baseline can be established. Fresh debt in the new schema is more manageable. The playing field resets. The structural burden is lower. The US can borrow anew with fewer historical anchors dragging it down. So the cycle is, digitize, devalue discreetly, absorb loss globally, and reboot. Sound SCIFI-ish? Yes. But to some analysts, the logic is tempting. This isn't entirely without historical parallels. In the 1930s, many governments devalued currencies, restructured debts, and wiped the slate after crises. In the 1970s, President Nixon ended the gold dollar peg, severing a key anchor to reset monetary flexibility. Advisors draw parallels. This would be a modern reboot using crypto instead of gold. There's also been talk in US politics about adopting Bitcoin or holding crypto reserves. Senator Cynthia Lummis once suggested the US buy 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years as a reserve asset. Some interpret this not as a hedge, but as a signal of a coming digital finance era. In other words, parts of the machinery, tokenization, regulation, digital asset frameworks are being built anyway. Whether they will be used for a debt reset is the real question. Now, why some think it might happen and why many doubt it. Arguments in favor. First, the technical feasibility is getting closer. Bridges between traditional finance and DeFi are improving. Tokenization of real assets is advancing. Central banks are exploring digital currencies. Second, moral hazard and stealth. If you can hide adjustments in code, you avoid mass panic. If you can shift losses to holders, not taxpayers, it's politically easier. Third, the dollar's decline and global distrust. Foreign central banks are already reducing US debt holdings. Many are hoarding gold. If the US can escape the burden, it might reclaim dominance in a new digital regime. And fourth, it doesn't have to be a government-only operation. Private corporations and institutions could make it happen gradually, without a formal declaration. Arguments against. Legal and constitutional barriers. You can't just relabel a bond. Market chaos. Confidence could collapse overnight. Technological risk. A $37 trillion shift through blockchain invites security disasters. And political blowback. Citizens and creditors would scream foul. In short, seductive idea, perilous execution. High reward, massive downside if it misfires. If a crypto reset is even remotely being prepared behind the scenes, here are red flags to watch. Tokenized US Treasuries appearing on-chain. Sudden surges in stablecoin issuance connected to government entities. Regulatory frameworks that favor tokenized debt. Changes in stablecoin valuations or burns. Foreign banks dumping US debt and buying gold. And narratives in politics shifting toward terms like digital dollar reset or crypto reboot. If you start seeing these puzzle pieces lining up, it might not be coincidence, it might be strategy. Now, let's bring this home with a few relatable stories. Sophie in Berlin has her savings in euro-denominated ETFs and some US exposure through index funds. Overnight, a hidden reset slams her US holdings. Her returns shrink even though she thought she was diversified. Luca in Milan runs a small import business dealing in dollars. If the dollar inflates artificially, his costs skyrocket. Profit margins collapse. Alex in London freelances for US clients. His pay in dollars quietly loses value. He notices his rent in euros feels heavier every month. These are plausible outcomes if such a shift ever unfolded. The danger is silent erosion. So, what can you do? First, diversify globally. Don't bet your future on one currency or one story. Second, own real assets. Land, art, gold, tangible stores of value have survived every reset in history. Third, learn about crypto carefully. Not to gamble, but to understand how the new system works. A small, educated position is better than total ignorance. Fourth, watch institutional moves. What central banks and corporations buy or sell often reveals tomorrow's headlines. And fifth, stay mentally agile. The biggest edge in finance isn't IQ, it's flexibility. Because the next reset, if it comes, won't be announced on television. It'll happen in silence, through code, not speeches. Now, the big question. Is this plan real or just a provocative claim? Right now, there's no smoking gun proof that a $37 trillion crypto reset is underway. It might never happen. But the infrastructure for it, stablecoins, tokenized debt, digital currencies, is already being built. Whether you believe it or not, the lesson is the same. Don't surrender your future to blind trust. Understand the architecture. Ask hard questions. Build your bridges before the flood. And here's what I want you to remember. Your financial independence is not inside someone else's algorithm. It's inside your awareness, your willingness to learn, adapt, and act. If tomorrow the world changed in ways we never imagined, if a crypto reset or new monetary order emerged, the winners wouldn't be the richest. They'd be the most prepared. Those who noticed the breadcrumbs. Those who stayed calm when others panicked. Those who moved with clarity, not fear. You deserve that control. You deserve to steer your own destiny. So keep learning. Keep growing. Keep asking the big questions about money, wealth, and freedom. If this conversation stirred curiosity or hope inside you, keep going. Explore more, read more, learn more, one idea at a time. You're not alone in this. And that, your curiosity, your courage, that's your greatest wealth. Stay thoughtful. Stay brave. And may your financial future reflect your wisdom, not someone else's agenda.
This journey is built on strategy, consistency, and value. If my content helps you grow financially, there's a PayPal link in the description. It's not about the amount, it's the support that counts. Every bit fuels more value. Let's build wealth together.